So may I start? Cool. Can you hear me? Everything's okay? Yeah? Raise your hands. Hi. Hi everyone. I'm super excited to be here. And yeah, let's get started. So I absolutely love web animations and build some examples like this one. This is whatever it's with CSS or with JavaScript or with SVG. This one is pure CSS, believe it or not. And this one is also CSS with SVG and JavaScript. Instead of Wally, I think in English is Waldo. I think so. Something like, do you know Waldo? Yeah, yeah. So in Spanish is Wally. So sorry about this. But yeah, this is an example with SVG and JavaScript. And this one is also SVG with JavaScript. So I think that I found myself very satisfying building these kind of examples and also bridging interfaces and design and development. So, by the way, I'm Carmen. Hi. Hi, everyone. I didn't present myself. So, and I work as a design engineer at LottieFiles. Anyone knows LottieFiles? Yeah? Anyone knows something about Lottie format? Yeah? No? Yeah. Cool. Thanks. It's easier for me then. So I work at the LottieFiles dev tooling team, and we built some tools and some examples to help you, to help developers and also designers to make this kind of examples. So sorry about the pigeon. I'm vegetarian, so don't judge me. But yeah, this animation is clickable, so you can click and interact with this pigeon, and yeah, suddenly explode. Yeah, over the time, I've been hearing the same things again and again, that animations are slow, that they are hard to implement, and there is something not for developers. It's like something for designers. Well, we have tried to explain if this is real or not, or this is true. So let's read them through my story. Whoever ever used Flash? Anyone? Yeah? Yeah? You're the same age, so probably the same age. How is your back pain? So bad. OK, yeah, me too. Before I get into coding, I used to be illustrator and animator. So I love to spend hours bringing this life to characters with Flash. And honestly, I felt like magic. But yeah, until it wasn't. Why? Yeah. Flash was amazing until it wasn't. So it was heavy, outdated, thanks Adobe. And eventually, well, that. So I keep thinking, OK, I love to stack on these kind of things like animations, because of animations help a lot with the UX. So they guide users, helps to tell a story, and yeah, it makes your products feel more human, for example. So this thing, animations are heavy and slow. Do you think that are heavy and slow on the web? So yeah, no? Well, probably you've seen those websites with a lot of animations, kind of the same as the Homer Simpson webpage. Anyone remember the Homer Simpson webpage? It's a lot of animations at the same time, moving at the same time, and the user don't know where to watch. I mean, it's something annoying. So I think that it's not a problem of the animations itself. I think it's a problem of implementation. So when the animations are used right, animations don't slow things down. I think that they speed up things. So for example, guiding attention, or reducing cognitive load to the users, and also making interactions feel very natural and organic and human. And I think that animations are not hard to implement. Like, OK, well, I need to admit something. There was a time where trying to make some CSS animations were kind of like writing some ancient spelling thing or something like this, some like div animate, opacity, whatever. So, but today, we have a lot of tools that make this very, very easy. You don't need to write a ton of maths and code from scratch. You just need the right tool. So I think that if you have the right tool, it can happen. And I will try to explain today and show it today. And finally, the last one, animation are just for designers. Do you think it's real, this sentence? No, I don't think so also. I think that animations are just about, it's not about aesthetics. That is something that people confuse because of things that think that animations is purely aesthetical thing, not something that we can control. Also, they help users understand what is happening on the screen. We can improve a lot of things. But the thing that I am most interested in is that as developers, we can control those animations. We can have full control over them. So I'm going to show you this. Probably these things are not true. I think the problem is we just been looking at animations the wrong way, I think. It's my honest opinion. So what if animations could be the opposite of all of these things that I've just talked about? Well, let's get into it. Imagine this, OK? Something that probably happened to you before, at least at me, it happens. More times than I can just admit. So you're working on a project and your designer say, your teammate, hey, I have this amazing idea for an animation, for an interface, micro interaction, whatever. And you are like, oh no, no. Why? Because we all know what comes next. And you need an illustrator or a designer to design from scratch this illustration, sorry. And you need an animator to bring this to life. And then you, as a developer, need to translate this into code. And sounds complicated, right? At least if you don't have all of the skills that you need to implement this. So let's break down and see why animations used to be a nightmare for all of us. Let's take a simple example. This alien that is flying in a spaceship. OK, first, cool. You need to design. You need to create in Figma or whatever tool that you prefer for vector. And OK, we have the design. Now we need to animate this design. So probably the designer or the motion designer will use this one. It's After Effects, probably. And OK, fine. And now how we can bring all of this to the web? Which format you will decide to use? Probably GIF, video format, CSS, SVG. Well, I can make it with CSS, but it's a lot of time consuming, and you need a lot of skills to draw, animate, and implement into the web. So each approach has its own issues. I mean, GIFs are heavy. CSS is, if you want to make like advanced motion examples like this, CSS is painful. So you probably need something like this one with JavaScript, and you need to code all of this by hand. No thanks. This one is using GSAP. It's a green sock animation platform. And it's pretty cool. I mean, but you need to know a lot of things. And you need to understand the library. You need to understand motion things. And what about if the motion designer makes its job and you forget about all of these things about animation and you can focus only in the implementation? So instead of reinventing the wheel, you can use Lottie to load animations in just a few lines of code. And it's very, very, I'm not a commercial. I'm the developer behind this with all my team, OK? So, but yeah, you can load things like this way. Here's how simple it is. You've got like a container. You can include an animation.json. We will come back to this next, OK? But this is simple as this. And you can bring those animations from, for example, After Effects or Figma or wherever you want to animate, because you can also animate with Figma and use the LottieFiles plugin to transform these animations into the format. And yeah, Lottie lets us use these vector animations that are lightweight and scalable and also interactive. This is something that I want to show you next. So probably you are wondering, what exactly is Lottie? It's a JSON format. So it's a lightweight animation file format that uses JSON. So as simple as this. So with just a JSON file, we can create those kinds of animations that are scalable, performant, and no need of chunky GIFs or things like that. So, and also you can use whatever tool you want to animate and then export to this format. And if you're wondering if only for web, it's not only for web. We've got different players for web, iOS, Android, etc. So you can choose your favorite platform. And in short, without coding them from scratch, that I think it's the most important thing. So I think that everyone here knows what is a JSON file. And I mean, anyone? No? No. Yeah, I don't want to be ashamed. Yeah, it's a data format. It's kind of this. This is from MDN. It's a freaky example, okay? But the Lottie file is similar to this JSON format, but if you want to, I don't know if you can see the difference between the GIF one is like, it's not defined. It's like, I don't know how to explain, but it's not the quality. Because of Lottie JSON, it's a SVG format. So it's scalable, and the compression and also the quality, it's always looking well in any device, in any size. And if we want to talk about why it's a game changer compared to these traditional formats like GIF, the GIF one is 1.5 megabytes, and the JSON is 56 kilobytes. It's like 6 times smaller than a GIF. It's a lot. If you think about all of the animations inside in a web page, it's a lot of size. That means less bandwidth and faster loading times and smoother experiences, etc. And if you want to speak about speed and performance, Lottie helps your page load 5 times faster. It's a lot also. And it's not about only performance, but it's about how you can implement those things. And it's like 10 times faster to ship because you only need to drag and drop this Lottie file inside of your project. And well, you need to call the script with the library. But I mean, so yeah, it's pretty solid update and upgrade from the GIF one. OK, so how does Lottie actually work under the hood? I want to show you this. This sticker, if you want an example, those stickers that you use in Telegram, do you know Telegram? So all of these stickers are Lottie format. And also the ring bell in YouTube, when you click the ring bell, it's also, and also other example, in Twitter, well, X or whatever fuck it's now, the heart, all of these micro interactions are Lottie. And yeah, and this format is basically a JSON document with frame rate, layers, shapes, keyframes, animations, all of this data that we need to reproduce the animation. And now, this is the easiest way to include, to add a Lottie animation into your project. I don't want to shame anyone, sorry, but any team member, designers, marketeers, even your PM, can do this without touching JavaScript or any coding skills. So, but as developers, we need more control, right? So this is another way to include Lottie animations into your project. You can load a Lottie animation using JavaScript with just these lines of code. We can target a specific container use an external JSON file, set renderer to SVG or Canvas if you want to, and then control the playback buttons like looping, autoplay, and a lot of more things. So it's a huge improvement over traditional formats. But what if I told you we could take this even further? So this is a Lottie animation. It's like kind of hold my beer. Yeah, that's what exactly my team at LottieFiles thought. We saw a potential, a huge potential of the Lottie JSON format. And also we saw some areas where we could push it even more. So we decided to create a new format, .lottie, okay? But before we dive into the coolest things and the cool things that you can do with this format, I want to explain something, that .lottie is an open source animation file format. So it's smaller, it's faster, and even more efficient than the previous one. And it's not about only compression. It's not a compression trick. It's a format that allows you create interactions, theming, and change things in runtime. So it's very powerful. And also, you can have a better asset management. And so if you're wondering why .lottie instead of Lottie JSON format, one of the coolest features that we've been working on is bringing dynamic actions and dynamic content into this format. So you've got now the ability to change animations styles or whatever you want on the fly, so on runtime. So let's see how it works. Dynamic theming engine. Imagine that you've got a product that needs to support both light and dark mode, or you want to create another theme with your brand colors or a seasonal whatever. It's Christmas. Now your brand colors are changing because of blah, blah, blah. So normally, you need to separate animation files and duplicate and change these visuals. So I think that now on the Google homepage, if I am not wrong, there is like 600 animations, and half of these animations are duplicated. So it's a lot of animations. So with .lottie, that's not necessary. Here's how. Oh, sorry. Now, here's how it works. You can define multiple themes inside your animation JSON, like light mode, dark mode, and also you can apply those themes on runtime with .lottie set theme, and boom. Don't need to swap assets or load different files to switch them. This is an example in action. This is our dashboard, is part of our ecosystems in LottieFiles. So as you can see, you can just select those different themes and no need to re-render, no extra load time. It just works. So how it looks in CodePen, so the same. So you can theme in animations. And I think it's quite simple with only one file. It's something that I love. It's something similar. I don't know if you are into web fonts or typography, but with bindable fonts, it's kind of the same. You've got only one file with all of the family of the characters, whatever you want to. So it's pretty similar to .lottie. Cool. You can control also animation flows with state machines. This is a creator tool that we got as part of our ecosystem. So you can create, or motion designer can create this cool fairy character. And imagine that you have several states between the animation. So you can create, the motion designer can create several segments with those different states. And then we can control those segments and make things between it. So we can control those transitions between the states. So something like this. You can define the states and the transitions, and then you only need to initiate the state machines. So this is my last example regarding state machines. You can press A, D, or space on shift, and the different states or different segments are triggered. So you can control those things. We are working on a UI that I cannot show you now. Sorry, this is kind of a spoiler. But we are making this UI to help designers also to achieve this kind of examples. Because now you need to understand some skills code and things like that. So I think then probably in 2 months, we will launch this new UI. And yeah, you can modify animations dynamically at runtime. So you can update colors, change dynamic properties. For example, if you want to scale something or you want to change the opacity or things like that. And of course, play those segments. And last but not least, this structure. Lottie, it's also about store not only those animations, you can also store other things like images, even audio. You can store audio also. So you can trigger audios when something happens inside the animation. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I think that animations are just decorative. I think that they shape how users experience your products and also the web. Yeah. Imagine this CTA, this button. Probably you got all of this information that you click those buttons, the download is OK, I'm done. All of those kind of feedbacks helps a lot on the UX. And come on, who doesn't like some small confetti? So I'm into confetti, sorry. And last number, studies show that animations increase 45% the engagement. And those things are making users happy and also business happy because of probably they will reach more users and more money. And it's all about this. And yeah, I think they are not decoration, they're experience. And if you are thinking that we can only animate characters or like cartoons, it's not about this. Take this example. Imagine that the user can control this UI. So now the user can start and stop this motor engine. And when they hover the drive button, it's like the velocity increase and decrease. OK? So I think this isn't just about looking pretty. I think it's about usability. So I think that animations give users confidence into their actions and help us a lot with the feedback also. So yeah. I want to talk about also another thing, like the developer handoff, the LottieFiles ecosystem. We make a lot of implementations, to give you some tools to make it easier for you to implement those animations. And the platform offers different players and libraries for web, iOS, and Android, and even built-in CDN, so we can self-host your files if you want to. This is a flow. First, the motion designer or the designer animate. This is our tool, Creator. We can make this animation here, or as I said previously, you can design this animation in Adobe After Effects, or Figma, or whatever. And you can bring it to here. This is Lolo. Nice to meet you. Lolo is our pet? No. Pet? Yeah? Mascot? Mascot, better than pet. We don't feed them, so yeah, it's our mascot. So it's having fun, Lolo. OK, so we made this animation, create those segments, and then we can export this animation into our dashboard. And this is our dashboard. So once your animation is ready, you can export in here this workflow dashboard. This is a place where you can centralize all of your animations and give your team a centralized place to manage all of these assets, track versions, and also, yeah, collaborate because of you are a team. So it's kind of necessary to collaborate. So before handing it off, you can check if the names of the segments are correct, and you can also select which format do you want, like the optimized JSON or .lottie or Lottie JSON, whatever you want. And last step is activate the animation via CDN. You can click this switch upon, and that's all. So you will have this code that you can copy and paste wherever you want. And instead of manually handling files, you get a host URL that's optimized and ready to use in your project. So a smooth handoff that I think that keeps both designers and developers very, very happy. And yeah, so I think that we can bring all of this together. So why LottieFiles? Why Lottie? It's lightweight, scalable, and versatile. And I think that gives you powerful animations without the performance issues, working across all platforms, and flexible enough to make happy both designers and developers. And yeah, if you want to dive deeper, any one of you are interested on those kind of things, here we have like the best resources to get started. LottieFiles, you can find and share animations. It's our marketplace. I will share the slides later if you want to click on the links. On LottieFiles, you can find and share animations. On the Lottie editor, you can create and manage those animations online. We've got a developer portal with a lot of documentation that you can check. And also, it's an open source format, so you can get into GitHub and see the issues. And if you have any comment or feedback, we are super open to hear you because you are our developers and we need you. And yeah, I think that we've got everything you need to make those animations bright into the web. So animations aren't just decoration. Just remember this. If I want you to take something or only one thing from this talk, probably it will be that animations aren't just for designers. Make it this on your brain. And I think that they are for all of us, developers and also users. And so keep this in mind. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you like it. If you want to chat more about animation, CSS, or whatever you want, please reach me, find me on socials as Carmen Ansio. And yeah, enjoy the rest of Devworld. And thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much.